Let's see if I can actually see when someone pops in because I got no eyeballs on. Okay, that's helpful. That's helpful because initially I couldn't see. I wasn't gonna see nobody. All right. Good morning. This is Iadania, your spiritual awakening doula, saying good morning to you. I'm feeling peaceful. I'm feeling so good this morning. Happy Friday. Good morning. Great day. Grab your coffee and whatnot and come have a seat and join in because I'm super excited to talk about my upcoming event happening in March. And this is something that is very near and dear to my heart. I'm really excited about it. Good morning, everybody. Make sure, as far as my folks on TikTok, y'all tap the screen for the likes. Say good morning, drop a comment and say good morning. Say great rising and good day. It's Friday. It is Venus Day. It is a day of love and prosperity and abundance and all things that feel good and nurturing to your being. So I hope that you are all feeling well and feeling whole today. So today I want to talk about my upcoming event that's happening in March, which is Embrace the Ethereal. And this is a very special event for womb holders. And for those that don't know what that term means, a womb holder is simply someone that was born with a womb, whether you still have it or not. Good morning, beautiful. Whether you still have a womb or not, if it's still in your body, if it's been removed, whatever the case may be, you're still a womb holder. So this is an event where I'm encouraging us to remember who we are and embrace our ethereal nature. For those of us that grew up in Abrahamic traditions, a lot of the ethereal energy that is associated with being a womb holder was stripped from us, especially if you are a Black or brown woman in the diaspora. It was immediately like, you cannot be allowed to sit in your power. So I want to talk about something I read this morning because it was so timely to get this reading. And it was timely for a couple of reasons. One, because I got to spend some time with my spiritual god siblings. And so for those that don't know, if you're just coming in, good morning. My name is Iadania. Ia is short for Ia Nifa. I am an Ifa priestess. And I initiated into an Elay that was nothing but womb holders. That everyone is a womb holder from our elder on through us that initiated. And that is such a powerful thing because no matter who I watched on either YouTube or whatever social media to learn more about Orisha tradition and Ifa, there wasn't a single person I saw who said they were in an Elay, and an Elay is simply a spiritual family where the entire spiritual family was nothing but womb holders. And I just felt like that was super powerful. And at the time, it's something I very much needed in my life, was to more embrace that part of me. I grew up as someone, like, even now I'm most comfortable in a tank top, some basketball shorts, and some sneakers. That is just how I'm most comfortable. Now, people who know me in person are like, well, what about the heels? I love the way I look in a pair of 6-inch stiletto heels. That is not going on not going anywhere. The legs will be serving. The legs will always be giving. These legs were rated E for everyone. Everyone deserves to be chocolate wasted on my legs. That just is what it is. But if you ask me, like, if I'm going to go into the closet to get something to wear, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to have sneakers on. Even if I have on a dress, I'm going to have sneakers on. And as a kid, I identify as a woman. I identify as a girl, a lady. And as a child, it wasn't that I didn't identify as one. I just didn't like being one. There wasn't a point where I wanted to be a guy. It was just the things that were associated with being. Oh, spam. Sorry, TikTok, spam call. My bad, y'all. Uh, it isn't that I wanted to be a guy. It was just the things that were associated with being a woman were uncomfortable. We think about our goddess cycle. And so, for those that don't know, this is your menstrual cycle, this is your lunar cycle. Those things that were associated with that, the pain, it's nasty. You can't sit in certain places in religious houses, you're considered unclean. This is what a lot of us were raised with, and how we embrace or not embrace ourselves as womb holders. So, for me, it was like, okay, how do I, you know, as now coming older, come back into union with that part of myself? Because what we don't learn, what they don't teach us, because they don't teach it to us if you're raised in an Abrahamic faith. And when I say Abrahamic faith, I'm talking about whether you're Jewish, Israelite, Muslim, or Christian, or Catholic. Anything that was associated with Abraham is an Abrahamic faith. So for those that wanted to know if you were raised in one, that's how you know. If you were raised in one of those traditions, you were raised in an Abrahamic faith. And they don't teach us that the womb holders, that women, that we are powerful. What they teach us is that we're weak. What they teach us is that we are the reason for, negativity and things like that being brought into the world. They don't teach us that that this is a portal to God. They don't teach us, for those of you who like Harry Potter, we are walking around port keys. We're port keys. We're walking gateways between the physical and the non-physical realm. No one teaches us that, because how powerful of a being must you be for you to be a direct conduit between earth and heaven? Just think about that. If you're a woman, a womb holder, whatever you identify as, if you were born with a womb in your body, just imagine if someone told you in your youth, let's say your teens, when you're most uncomfortable with trying to figure out who you are, that someone said, hey, stand in your power, because you are one of the most powerful beings physically on earth, because you are a literal portal between the Most High and humans. Just think about how powerful that is. And that's what this event in March is going to be about, is reconnecting with that energy, reconnecting with that presence within yourself. And I feel like that, just that little bit, that little sample, that little knowing, even if you don't end up knowing anything about your birth chart, that one piece of knowing can shift everything for so many people who feel like, I have to follow someone to be led to the source. No one has to lead a single womb holder in this world to the source. You literally are the portal to the source. You're the portal. You're the gateway. You are the one being on this world that has an actual direct link to the source within your body. Whether you keep your womb or not, that link doesn't go anywhere. That link is there, period. Point blank, period. That's why when people say women's intuition, it's not that non-women, non-womb holders don't have intuition. It is just that because we are so closely connected to the divine, our intuition is potent. It's real potent. It's like there's like you light a match and it's a flame and it's hot, and then there's a bonfire. And we are the bonfire when it comes to spiritual connection. We are the bonfire. Someone gave a really beautiful example, even like in a Christian faith, even though you go into these buildings and edifices and they don't tell you that you're the most powerful. They don't tell you that you should be the one that's leading everyone. But they talked about, especially in Black families, who is the one that's getting everybody up early in the morning to go to church? Who is the one that's getting everybody up early in the morning to get dressed and go to church on that Sunday? It is the mother. And that is because inherently, whether someone tells us or not, we inherently know we are the spiritual leaders because we're the most connected to spirit. We are connected to the divine. We are the ethereal. We are the representation of creation on earth. Whether you choose to create human life or not, you are the embodiment of the ability to be the creator on earth. You are the embodiment of the limitless possibilities. A womb is just a vessel of limitless possibilities. When you think about a baby, you don't know who that baby's going to be. That baby could be anything. You're walking around and you see somebody pregnant. You're like, I wonder who that person that they're carrying is going to be. I wonder what they're going to be like. And that is the essence of limitless possibilities, because limitless means they could be anything. They could be absolutely anything. So we have the ability to bring limitless possibilities into the world. And as melanated black and brown women, we are the archetypal of the divine mother aspect of source. We're the divine mother because we can literally birth anyone, anything into existence, anyone or anything into existence. It doesn't matter who our partner is, the complexion this is going to be what the complexion is, because we can birth anyone of any complexion. We can literally birth anyone of any complexion. We have that gene that has been scientifically, we carry a gene that is the blueprint for everyone, life on earth. We are, and if not born through us from the beginning, nothing would, like, not but for mothers, there would not be anyone. And that's taken from us. That's taken. When we think about back in the day when we were having our cycles together, it wasn't that you're having your cycle and someone's way over here having their cycle later. We were cycling together. We were cycling together because the street lights and things didn't exist. So all we had were the celestial bodies giving us the light. And because of that, we were in sync with that light. That's why it's our moon cycle. That's why some of us cycle with the full moon, some of us cycle with the new moon, and some of us, like me, flip flop based upon the outside light and what it's doing in nature. And what would happen when we cycle together, we would go to what's called the red hut. And when we go to this red hut, what we would do is go through our cycle together, take care of each other, make sure everybody is comfortable, make sure everyone's okay. What is happening during this time? Our partners are still in the village taking care of our family, making sure things are taken care of while we are resting and recharging. Why? Because also during this time, we are the most open and connected to source. So what's happening? We're all getting downloads. We're all learning what needs to happen in the village. We're all learning what we need to take care of. We're all learning these things. And so when our cycle is done, we come back and we say, hey, we need to stay or we need to go. We need to harvest. We need to plant. We need to hunt. We were giving this information to our village. We were the village elders. We were giving this information to our village, and then they would take that information and do what needed to be done to keep us going and thriving. We would just every month get this information. How are we doing? What are we doing? What do we need to do? That is what the purpose of that red hut is. It wasn't simply a place where we were simply releasing our cleansing and doing all of that together. This was a spiritual time for us. So part of the reason why some people would say that, one, womb holders were unclean during that time of the month and could not come to certain ceremonies, rituals, and things like that, it's because we were so powerful and potent during that month. This is why when you watch movies and hear stories and things like that, and they talk about the thing that we released during that time of the month being so powerful, is because it is. We are so open to that energy of source during that time that the stuff coming from us is literally just completely imbued by source energy. There's no that that connection is so powerful, but we've been snatched away from it. We've been snatched away from it, and it was done intentionally and purposefully. So, good morning to everyone that just walked in, by the way. So understanding that we must take that connection back. And it's not that we're lacking anything. It's just we need to reacquaint ourselves with that connection. We need to reacquaint ourselves with our power. We need to reacquaint ourselves with our divine connection, with our divine source, because that is going to allow us to operate in the wholeness of us. So when we talk about divine feminine energy, and a lot of times people are saying they're in their soft era, when you come to the event on March 24th, and yes, I've already said it, when you come, whether you visit from out of town, whether you're in town and you just come up there and say, this is my self-care day and this is what's going to be important for me today. When you come, you're not going to hear me call you soft. So for all of you that are in your soft girl area, I just want you to understand this is not to besmirch that, but then there's no definition of feminine energy that equates to soft. Divine feminine energy is powerful. It is attractive and magnetic. It is boundless. It is formless. It is the spark of something new, but you don't really know what that new thing is. It is the spark of newness. It is it is the essence of source when source was simply saying the words of what everything needed to be like. That essence of the most high that was simply speaking things into existence. That was the divine mother aspect of the most high. As things were being spoken, like this could look like this, and this could be that, and this could be this, and this could be that. As that was happening, and I lost the earring. As that was happening, that is the divine mother portion of our creator creating. And so, as this is happening, this is that divine feminine energy in action because nothing had formed yet. Everything was formless. These were just simply ideas. They were just simply ideas about what Earth, what the universe, what the planets could be like. That is feminine energy, the ideas. All of the ideas. There's no time in feminine energy. There's no space in feminine energy. There's no structure in feminine energy. This is why when I think about even for myself, if someone gives me a scenario, I can honestly sense every possible way this scenario could work out. Why? Because feminine energy is not bound by time and space or dimension. It is formless in everything. It is literally the essence of all. What gives us structure, what gives us boundaries, what gives us form is action, will, force. It is the divine masculine. So when we as womb holders are balanced within ourselves, when we talk about abundance and everybody, there's been conversation, especially with Black and brown women, for talking about us having money and making too much money and things like that. What people don't understand is the very essence of being uh the divine feminine with being a womb holder is literally abundance. Abundance is not tangible. Abundance is a concept. Abundance is an energy. Abundance is a state of being. And anything intangible, anything that you cannot touch, is immediately the realm of the feminine. It is the action and the will to see that thing come into a physical expression that makes it masculine. But by the very nature of us holding wombs, we are supposed to be prosperous. We are supposed to be abundant. I learned recently that the dynamic, especially in Yoruba land, is the father, the men, they would go hunt and things of that nature. And what they would do is they would bring those things home. And who's going to go make the money? It was the mother in the house. She's gone, taking all of these things, doing something with it, going to the marketplace, and then making the money. Let me say that again. It was the womb holder. It was the mother. It was the woman, whatever you want to identify her as. That was who was making the money to bring back home. He brought the goods and she turned it into money. She turned it into abundance. She turned it into prosperity. So then, when she got the money, when she had them, then the money was dispersed. Then the money was dispersed. So those are like, okay, feeling some kind of way about women like getting their own money and things of that nature. That is how it's supposed to be. At least if you favor me. That's how it was supposed to be. We have gone into this motion of we are still trying to mimic a lifestyle that we saw while we were in bondage and trying to make it our own so that we fit in. And all I feel like is we just need to go, not necessarily go back, because there's something to be learned at every stage in every tradition, but there's something to be said about allowing ourselves to reconnect with the complete essence of ourselves. And so on March 24th, that's what the intention is. Everyone that gets tickets that comes on March 24th that knows their full birth details, that means your birthday, time, and location, you're going to get this beautiful packet. There's going to be a workbook. Everybody's getting a workbook that attends the event. But with each workbook is actually going to be for you. And for you means that within this workbook, you will get your sun, moon, and rising. So if you've never pulled your birth chart before, congratulations. You'll get a copy of your birth chart. I will highlight your sun, moon, and rising. I will also highlight what your life path is, personality number, destiny number, soul urge number will also be included in this, because the first part of our session will be about getting to know self. The first part of our session was about getting to know who you are as a divine being, reconnecting with that ethereal nature, understanding what your soul on a basic sense, because I'm not going to take you through the whole chart. I'm not, the tickets ain't high enough for me to take you through your whole birth chart, but you will get a snippet of it. I want you to get a taste of who you are. I want you to get a taste of your essence so that you are like, okay, my whistle is wet and I want to know more, because that's the point of self-love. Self-love for me, and by definition, is an overwhelming desire to get to know how you are different from everybody else, and taking an interest in those differences and relishing in the fact that you are different from everyone else. So when you are relishing in the fact that you are different, you have to know how you are different from other people. I'm an Aquarius sun, but because my rising and my moon is in a specific spot, my energetic signature is not the same as every other Aquarius. I don't align with the idea of being emotionally aloof because I'm a Cancer rising. I can be a crybaby at times. I don't mind sharing my emotions. I don't mind sharing my emotions. So that's why I'm including this information for y'all, because I want you to have it. I want you to know who you are beyond your ego, beyond the wounds, beyond what you think yourself to be, and show you who your soul desires yourself to be. Then we're also going to do some channeled messages. You're going to get not only a collective reading, but then you will get individually something. You will get an individual message at this session. There's going to be energy healing. There's going to be some crying. There's going to be some releasing that's going to be happening, because there's going to be some energy healing. Then we're going to start tapping in to some of our ancestry. And I'm very excited that the owner of Kim Jewelry, a dear friend of mine, is going to come and teach us how to make waist beads. So we will be able to make at least 2 strands of our own waist beads that are ours. We're going to make ourselves our own waist beads. Then we are going to have a tying ceremony at the water. We're going to get as close to that river as we can. We are going to give offerings at the river. We are going to tie ourselves. We're going to be tied by our sisters at the water. And then we are going to go through a mini rites of passage. So there will be some things happening that I won't share, but there will be a mini rites of passage happening at this event. And that's why I think of everything, I am most excited about us doing the tying and going through that rites of passage, because that is something so many of us that were not raised in households that were still tapped into traditional African practices did not have. When I was doing my goddess gatherings on a regular basis, the one thing I realized is how much we were not taught what it meant to be a womb holder. We were taught simply, you're going to, you know, have this thing happen every month. It may or may not be painful. You will not feel the most clean during this time. You can't go to these religious houses during this time. And oh yeah, now that you have this thing, you need to be careful so that you don't get pregnant. These are the things that are consistent. What's not consistent is that you are a powerful being among humans. You are a powerful being among humans. You are powerful among your peers. You are exceptionally intuitive. You are the essence of limitless possibilities. No one's teaching us that when we are in our youth. They don't teach us that we're powerful. They don't teach us that we're ethereal. They don't teach us that we are goddesses. You're just someone that needs to be careful what you wear, because somebody could hurt you. And every month you're going to really dislike the lower part of your body because it's doing things and you don't really want it to do those things, even though those things are necessary if you decide at some point to bring life into this world. And oh yeah, your identity is going to be most associated with your ability to attract a companion, and your identity is going to be most associated with your ability to bring life into this world. They don't make us enjoy the idea, the notion that we hold a womb and that we are powerful. So in March, that's it. Like that afternoon, by the time you leave me that evening, and yes, I will have some refreshments and things. I'm not going to let y'all sit around and be hungry. But by the time you leave that event in March, well, I want to be honest, like the side effect is you're going to be looking at people and thinking, watch how you talk to me. You'll be looking at folks like, watch how you speak to me, because I'm a whole goddess in these streets And I know this now. The side effect is you're going to have gotten this little taste, this taste bud of your birth chart, and you're going to be curious to see what more you can learn about yourself. The side effect is you're going to have cried in a room full of womb holders who held you. You're going to have released collectively any attachments from the idea that you were small, any ideas that someone told you that you were the weaker vessel. There's no such thing as any womb holder on this here planet being the weaker vessel. There's no such thing. Our vessel will birth and hold not only our soul, but the soul of some. Let me just let's talk about that. When you decide, or when the universe decides that you are bringing life into this world, and you are holding not only your soul, but the soul of another being is also within your body. You're carrying multiple souls simultaneously in your physical body. At what point did you have to realize there is no such thing as any womb holder on this here world ever being the weaker vessel? It doesn't matter if you decide to have kids or not. Your body is fully capable of holding multiple souls at the same time. Think about womb holders who are bringing in twins and triplets and quintuplets and sextuplets, and how many souls they're holding in their physical body at the same time as they birth these lives into the world. Think about that. How powerful does this like, you want to hate your body? No, I love this. I will love this body as it is now. I'm going to love this body at 199. I'm going to love this body at whatever weight that I'm at, because it's powerful. Because it's powerful. That's a lot of energy. There's a lot of energy that we are capable of holding within our person. So when you leave March 24th, please understand you're going to be feeling a way about yourself in the best way possible. When you leave that event in March, you're going to be feeling a way about yourself in the absolute best way possible, because you're going to realize all this time that you thought you were limited, and you're going to realize you're unlimited. All this time when you felt like you couldn't have abundance and prosperity, you will realize the essence of abundance is feminine energy, and thus it has always and forever will be your birthright. You are supposed to be abundant in this life. You are supposed to be prosperous in this life. Money is not the root of all evil. That is simply a limiting belief to keep small people who think they're small staying small. I need you to realize that you are God walking in this beautiful vessel. I need you to realize the Most High is dwelling within your being. Not part, not a fragment. And if it makes you feel more comfortable to think it's a fragment, by all means, do what's comfortable for you. But I would love for you to believe that energy is not created nor destroyed. So that means it's not broken apart. It just simply has changed forms. And one of those forms is you. That you are looking at the face of the Most High every time you look into the mirror. That you are looking at your creator, looking back at you as you, who wants to experience life as you. So tap into that unlimited power when you look in the mirror. When we get together on March 24th, it's going to be real powerful. I'm telling you now, you're going to cry. Because that's a side effect of working with me, because your inner being will have been trying to tell you all of these beautiful things about yourself, trying to make you see all of the possibilities that you have, trying to make you see how great and powerful that you are. And when you can't hear it, but then you finally do hear it, your physical body is going to respond to all of that energy moving through you, and you're going to cry. But we're going to laugh together. We're going to smile together. We are going to affirm over one another. And then you're going to leave, and you're going to do it for somebody else. You're going to leave March 24th. And if you are leaving March 24th and you actually have children who are womb holders, you're going to speak power over them. You're going to have children who are non-womb holders, and you're going to speak power over them, because our brothers are gods. Just as much as we are goddesses, our brothers are gods. They're gods. And that's why in the summertime, I'm going to do the same thing for them. In the summertime, I'm going to bring all of them together. And they are going to gather them God cells together. And it's going to be powerful. But March 24th, understand, womb holders, I got you. I'm holding space for all of you in that room. When we put those waist beads together and you are setting your intentions for those, I'm excited about that. Like I'm it's so dope to me that She's going to come and she's going to teach us how to make waist beads, something that our ancestral mothers would have been doing for their daughters. Our ancestral mothers would have been doing this for their daughters. And then there would have been a ceremony. When that daughter had their first goddess cycle, that daughter would have been brought in with all of the mothers of the village. And that daughter would have been given waist beads from her mother, and that daughter would have been given waist beads from her grandmother and with other elder mothers in that village. Then that daughter would have sat and been surrounded by these mothers telling her how powerful that she was as a womb holder. Hi, thanks for joining. I think that's YouTube. Yeah, thanks for joining on YouTube. Um, that that daughter would have been receiving affirmations. You are limitless. You are powerful. You are divine. That would be happening. That rites of passage would have been happening. That uplifting would be happening. So guess what's going to happen on March 24th? That thing that we didn't grow up with, we are going to take it back. So then you're going to leave like, how can I continue this in my family? How can I continue this? How can I continue? A new cycle is beginning. A new cycle is beginning on March 24th. I hope that you're ready. March 24th, a new cycle is beginning. March 24th, new cycle is beginning. And because I felt so passionate about this, I made tickets available not only in person, but for Zoom. For the folks that come on Zoom, if you decide that you would like your something, some words to be said in terms of the offering that we're going to give, because we're absolutely going to give the elder mothers an offering. That's happening. You need to make sure that you have comfortable shoes on, because we're going to walk to the water. We're going to do all the stuff on the inside, and then we're walking to the water, as barring anything unforeseen with weather. We're walking to the water. We're going to walk to the water. We're going to take flowers and we're going to take honey. We're not taking food because I want to make sure the ecosystem stays okay. So we're not taking food to the water. Bringing white flowers, whatever color flowers that you want to bring. We're bringing flowers, flower petals, and honey to the water. For those who feel called and feel like they need washing, I will do that for you at the water. I will absolutely do that for you. But we're going to sing at the water. We're going to tie waist beads on at the water. We're going to give offerings and gratitude to our ancestral mothers at the water. It is going to be so freaking beautiful. So beautiful. And I'm so grateful that this came to me. I need y'all to see this dream happening. I need you to close your eyes and listen to this story. I'm in a dream, and there's a young woman about my complexion wearing glasses. Actually, she favored me a little bit now that I'm sitting here visualizing the dream in my head. She favored me some, and she says, I need you to do a wash for me, an Oshun ritual for me at the river. And I'm like, you sure you want me to do it? And she's like, yes. And so I'm like, okay, well, I need to divine on it and I need to see what I need to do. And so I go outside, and so I want you to picture me standing in the yard, and there's trees in the yard, and I can see like a gathering of trees, like a forest or woods or something to that effect. And when I'm looking, what I see is like there's an opening, so there's like maybe trees in a circle, and I can see the opening in the trees. And as I sit there and I sit with this opening, and I'm sitting there praying, and I'm asking Mama Oshun, like, do you want me to do this? Like, is this for me to do for you, for this person? And I need you to picture a bird flying across this opening. And this bird flying across this opening is so big, I no longer see the opening. All I see is the bird. Let me say that again so that you can visualize this clearly. There's an opening of trees. Opening of trees. Big old opening. This ain't no, this is not, no. This, well, I want you to go big. However big it is in your head, I need you to go bigger. And then I need you to picture like a hawk, a condor, a falcon, some big giant bird 100 times bigger than it should be, covering the opening. And then I wake up. And the mothers, at least in Ifa tradition, are often associated with birds. And so for me, that was an immediate like, oh, And this was one of those dreams that was cryptic, like, I need you to do an Oshun ritual at the water. And so I get up, but I still ask, is this something for me by myself? No. I'm supposed to do this for y'all. And I'll be honest, I was emotional about it. I was emotional about it because I didn't know that it was time. I didn't know that it was time for me to take my practice out that way and do this for the collective. But every time I see a womb holder talk about that, she, can't find love because she feels like she can't have it in the way that she wants it, I want to tell her, hey, we can have everything we want. We are we are some of the most powerful beings physically on earth. Why would you feel this way? Why? I want you to leave March 24th with a renewed appreciation for who you are. And I say womb holders, whether you physically have a womb or not, because if you no longer identify as being a woman or a girl or a lady, but you were born with a womb, you are still disconnected from that aspect of yourself when you were a child, and you still are worthy of tapping into that energy. You don't have to continue to still identify with a specific gender nomenclature to still be tapped into what you were born be able to do. Limitless, unabashedly, with all audacity, limitless nature. And I'm doing this specifically for Black and brown women because the destruction of this connection has been so insidious within us. Like, how are you the blueprint for all life on earth? Like, let's say that again. If you are a Black woman, if you are of African lineage, you are the blueprint for life, human life on earth. Every shade, every complexion, you are the blueprint. But someone down the line decided that was too much power for us to have. It was too much power for us to be able to channel spirit and give message to our family, our friends, our communities. It was too much power. So they came in and they whispered in the ear of the fathers and the brothers, and they said, she shouldn't have that power. And some of them fought and said, no, no, no. Queen Mother, the divine mother goddess, is that power. Not shouldn't have it, is that power. But that, slowly but surely the generations pass on and they forget. They forget that we are that power. They forget that we are some of the most powerful beings, and they forget it. And so then you hear people say, well, you can't pray to a God and use she. I just want you to think about that. What does that say about how you see yourself when you cannot use your pronoun, whatever that is, she, they? You can't use one of those pronouns to pray to the creator, but you are supposed to be in the image of the creator. See, some people are worshiping a book that was written by humans, a book that was written by humans, not the essence of the creator, the book. The book. With really bad storytelling, that's truly just an anthology of stories told by multiple people. That's why the cadence of the stories and the verbiage and how those things take place are all different, because it's different people writing. It's different people telling stories. And this is why there's no consistency in the storytelling. You have the creation story that starts off with God created man and woman, he and she, and then all of a sudden there's just one. What happened to old girl? Because initially it says there was two of them. Then all of a sudden it's just one. Hell, wait, what? Bad storytelling, bad writers. Everybody's not meant to write stories. Everybody's not to be a writer. And this is very much evident in the book. The book has been mistranslated over and over again. It is not that there is probably not something good in some of those stories, but if the story is not translated correctly, you're not getting the medicine in its full potency from that story. You might be getting a little bit of the medicine. You might, okay, I got a little bit of that. You might be getting a little bit of that, but you're not getting the fullness of the message. A good example, one of my soulful Saturdays, I decided to go in to one of the Psalms. And one of the words in the Psalm stuck out to me, which was the word sin. And so when I looked up where the word sin came from in Hebrew, which I'm not going to say the word, and that's really probably, sorry, grandma and grandpa, but but this word that sin comes from, everyone's talking about, oh my God, they're a sinner, they're a bad person. That's not what that word means. That's not what that word means. Let me say that again. That is not what that word means. The word sin means basically you've misaligned. You've taken a wrong turn on your destiny. You're not going the way that you were initially supposed to go, because we have free will. So we have all of these many paths, but there's this one path the Most High has sprinkled all the sparkles and the glitter on and said, hey, well, I'm incarnated as you. I would really love for you to go this path. You could choose the multitude of other paths, but I would really like you to go on this path. Now, when you get way off track, way off track, way off track, and you have now misaligned from your destiny, that's what sin means. It doesn't mean you did something wrong, as in bad. It just means you have misaligned yourself to your destiny. Now, just imagine how that changes the idea that we are all born misaligned to our destiny, as opposed to being born with some old toxic energy that says that we're bad people inherently because we exist in a human vessel. No, my love. You are the Most High incarnated in a human vessel, and immediately you are divine. Immediately divine. Immediately. Like, with all the audacity, I need you to look in the mirror, look at the face of the Lord, and tell yourself that you are divine. There are so many things mistranslated that cause us to limit our expression, limit ourselves, and thus disconnect ourselves from the limitless, which is source. The Most High is limitless. The Most High is limitless. So if the Most High is limitless, and we are actually the Most High in a physical body, how are we limited? We think our physical body limits us. That's just because somebody told us so. Somebody told us our physical body couldn't do certain things, and that's why it don't do it. Because that's our belief system. But then you watch these actors, stunt doubles, and things of that nature do these things with their body, and you're like, how do they do that? Because no one told them they couldn't, and so they do it. No one told them they couldn't, so that way they don't have a belief structure that says that they can't. My podcast on Sunday talks about our connection to money, especially Black and brown people, our connection to money, and how many limiting beliefs we regurgitate. Money don't go on trees. Money is the root of all evil. How you gonna have all the money if you think money is limited because it don't grow on trees, and there's a lot of trees out there, and money is the root of all evil. So now you think money is evil. So subconsciously you have told yourself, I can't have a lot of money or else I'm going to be bad. How you gonna get money if that's how you feel about it? You got to work hard to have money, but then you see all these billionaires who didn't. Let's say that again. You can name at least 3 billionaires who didn't actually work hard to get the money they have. But you keep telling yourself you got to work hard to get money. And then we sit around and wonder, how will these people have all this money? Because they don't have a disconnect to having it. They don't have a disconnect to having money. There's no disconnect there. They believe they're supposed to have it. And that's how law of attraction and manifestation works. You have to believe that you are worthy and deserving of the thing that you desire. So it's not that the things are going to good or bad people. The thing itself, that energy, doesn't care. It's just simply looking for the magnet pulling it. And if that magnet just happens to be somebody we have a disdain for, oh, well, we need to figure out what it is about that person, what they're saying to themselves that makes them vibrationally aligned to that level of money. And then we need to put ourselves in that same energy. The fact that this person may be less than likable, the fact that this person may be doing things that we may find odious, They were going to do that regardless. The money affords them the ability to do it on a grander scale. But they were going to be that person regardless. Whether they were rich or broke, that's still who they are. The money just allows them. It's like in a comic book, a supervillain. A supervillain was already bad. You could see it. There's little things they did when they were younger. They were already not a nice person. But once they get older and get money, they have the ability, they can afford to do more on a grander scale. It's not they're not doing anything on a small scale. The Joker is a good example. The Joker, was a petty thug. And then the Joker got money and could, buy all these crazy behind things and balloons and, gas and things like that. The Joker was still the Joker. The Joker was still going to do not nice things. Money didn't turn the Joker into the Joker. The money allowed the Joker to just be more of who the Joker wanted to be. That's where that belief structure comes in. So on the 24th, we are going to be more of who we elect ourselves to be. We're going to be more. We're going to do some things that are going to make us remember how powerful we are. We're going to do some things. So here's your inspired action, because I have a prayer circle with one of my God siblings and a few. And I want to make sure that I actually have a voice where I can sing, because I woke up this morning and my tonsil was like, hey, and I'm like, somebody needs to start doing voice exercises again. So this is your inspired action. Go to my website and get a ticket. That's your inspired action today. Go to my website and get a ticket. If you can't buy the ticket today, and you said I can't buy it today because I don't have the full thing, you have two options. Everything on my site, you can get pay in full if PayPal approves you. You can go in to go and get a ticket. And when you go to check out and it goes to PayPal, scroll down to see if you can get pay in full. Boom, that's option one. Option two is to message me. I feel like I'm pretty open. Send the sister a message and say, I really want to come. I got proof of paying for. I need it a little bit smaller. And let's talk about it. Let's see what we can do in biweekly, because I can set you up on automatic biweekly payments to get you there. And once you get it paid, I will have a ticket for you. Once you get it paid, I will have a ticket for you. And you don't have to worry about food, water. We're going to have refreshments. I mean, if there's something specific you want, by all means. I will say, like I said earlier, wear comfortable shoes. I would love to see everybody in all white. I'm just going to be real honest. I'd love to see everybody in all white, but I'm also going to let y'all know that we're walking in nature. So your white might just make sure it's white, that you don't mind getting dirty. You got bleach and stuff at home to, re-whiten it. But I'd love to see everybody in all white. And if you can't find all white, just something light, just a light color, and something that you feel good in, because bring pillows, because we will be doing some stuff where you lay down. When I'm doing the energy healing, I do want y'all to lay down for that, because I don't want you to tip over. So I want you to lay down when we do the energy healing. I want you to be ready to create, because the waist speed session is going to be bomb. I'm already excited. I I wonder what my waist speed's going to look like. I'm excited to have one of y'all tie mine. I'm excited to tie one of yours on you. I'm really excited about that aspect, that ritualization of our waist speeds and understanding what they mean and the history and why we treat them with such reverence. I'm excited for us to speak affirmations over each other. I'm excited for us to go to the water and I'm just excited about so many things. So your inspired action, number one, is to go get a ticket. That's number one. Your first inspired action is to go get a ticket. This is a self-care day. Yes, it's a Friday. It's a self-care day. Like a mental health day. This is a self-care day. This is your spiritual health day, because this is going to be food for your spirit. You're going to do so much self-love work. You're going to be like, whoa, I am so freaking in love with myself. And then you're going to have connected with so many other womb holders. You're going to have now this additional network, because for those in attendance, I am creating a group on my website so we can share experiences, share insights, pay attention to your dreams afterwards, pay attention to downloads, inspirations, things that you're into it afterwards, and share them, those things that you feel called to share them in the group. And like I said, if you have non-womb holder in your life, this would be man. So when I identify as a man, understand that the summertime, I got y'all. I got you. I got you in the summer. In the summer, I'm going to do one not exactly the same, but definitely very similar. Will be happening to for them to tap into their God selves this summer. That's happening. Like that's happening. My mission is as a spiritual awakening doula. My mission is to help you on your awakening journey, whatever that looks like. Whatever that looks like, it's to help you on your awakening journey. It's to be a guide for you on that journey as you do this work. It's to help you have a mentor, an accountability partner that helps you not fall off of your own path and also determine what your path is supposed to look like. And part of that is coming back to yourself. So March 24th, at noon here in Augusta, Georgia, at the Savannah Rapids Pavilion, right beside the Savannah River, we are going to come back and embrace our ethereal. We're going to give honor and reverence to mothers. We're going to give honor and reverence to the spiritual elder mothers. We're going to give offering of flowers and honey to the water. And then we are going to give honor and reverence to ourselves. And then we're going to walk away realizing that after all this time, God has been right there with us. Thank y'all so much again for watching. If you have questions, by all means, hit me up, send me a message. You do not have to be friends with me on TikTok to send me a message. I have it turned on where anyone can send me a message. For brothers, if that popped in, if you have questions about what this would look like for y'all in July, by all means, one, go to my website. Link is in my link tree in the bio, and you don't even have to navigate from the homepage. If you scroll down, my current events are up there. Tomorrow. I almost forgot. Tomorrow is Soulful Saturday. Tomorrow's Soulful Saturday. And in honor of the upcoming Valentine's Day, Soulful Saturday is going to be all about love. We're going to talk about love on Soulful Saturday. So that's 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Soulful Saturday is a donation ticket-based event. So for 444 and up, that you don't have to stop at 444 if it is on your heart to donate more. By all means, go with that feeling and donate more. But make a 444 donation. You will get a link to the Zoom to come join in, and you will also get the recording playback afterwards. So even if you're unable to attend and you make the donation, you will still be on the list to get the recording playback. But thank you again for watching. Thank you so much for your time this morning and spending this time with me. I got some Oriki to do, so I will talk to y'all later. Take care. Bye. Oh. Oh, I did. Did I? What's this doing?